H.G. Wells, The Time Machine. Dive into the thrilling world of time travel, as envisioned by H.G. Wells in his masterpiece, The Time Machine. Follow the time traveler as he explores the future, encountering new species, decaying civilizations, and unexpected horrors. With an eye-opening perspective on the consequences of social evolution and mankind's ultimate destiny, this book's summary will challenge your understanding of our place in the cosmos. Discover what the future might hold for humanity as the time traveler confronts a dying sun, crab-like creatures, and the struggle for survival.
The Time Traveler's Experiment. The time traveler demonstrates his ability to travel through time using a machine he built. The group of guests, initially skeptical, witnesses the machine disappear and reappear. 1 week later, the time traveler returns, looking worse for wear, and promises to share his time-traveling experience after dinner. The guests agree to listen without interruption. Journey through time. The time traveler invents a time machine and travels far into the future. As the years trickle by, he encounters strange creatures and wonders if they possess intelligence. As he explores more, he discovers a world vastly different from his own, where people have regressed to become passive and childlike. A future without individuality. The time traveler witnesses a future where cooperation reigns and individuality disappears. However, his initial theories are proved wrong when he realizes the dangers of perfect comfort and security. The time traveler explores a future where there are no single-family homes. Instead, large castle-like buildings are the only standing structures. He notices that everyone wears the same style of clothing, and there is no difference between male and female, nor any signs of age or disease. These conditions suggest to the time traveler that humanity has achieved perfect cooperation and ended the need for intelligence, strength, or passion. However, he soon realizes that this state of perfect comfort and security ultimately weakens society and leads to a decline. As the time traveler attempts to return to his time machine, he discovers that it has been hidden by the little people he encountered, who react with confusion and fear when he demands to know its location. The time traveler becomes frustrated and weeps, cursing his predicament. However, he eventually discovers that the time machine has been placed inside the pedestal of the White Sphinx statue. In the end, the time traveler resolves to explore the world more thoroughly and get to know the creatures better. This experience reminds him that perfect comfort and security can lead to weakness, and that society needs a certain level of hardship and danger to thrive. The Time Machine Summary: The Two-Faced Society. The time traveler in the H.G. Wells narrative finds himself in a world with two kinds of species, the peaceful Eloi and the brutal Morlocks who live underground. The time traveler suspects that the underground race was pushed down by the rich as they were the laborers. However, it was still a mystery as to why the Eloi, the ruling class, were frightened by the darkness when Morlocks emerged. In his quest for answers, the time traveler discovers that the Eloi's comfort was a product not only of their triumph over nature, but also their dominance over the Morlocks. His adventure in the unfamiliar world started when he noticed strange wells that produced machine-like sounds and seemed to work as ventilation passages. He then met Weena, a member of the Eloi, who became infatuated with him and followed him everywhere. Her unease with the darkness, as he would soon find out, stems from the fear of encountering Morlocks who appear in the darkness. One day, when he decided to check out the Palace of Porcelain, he went down one of the wells to try and find his time machine, stolen by the curious Morlocks. His investigation into the underground world expanded his understanding of the society's class issues, and he realized that the Morlocks were the laborers, forced to work underground by the Eloi, who had no idea of their living arrangements. Despite his fear, the time traveler realized that he needed to explore the world of the Morlocks to reclaim his time machine. The story ends with his journey into the unknown depths, continuing his seemingly endless quest for knowledge. A dangerous journey. The time traveler discovered a terrifying truth about the Morlocks as he ventured into the underground tunnels. He witnessed how they were not ruled by the Eloi, and he feared for his life as he had only 4 matches left. While escaping, he decided to seek refuge at the Palace of Green Porcelain, accompanied by Weena, who picked flowers along the way. As he pauses in his narration to his dinner guests, he shows them 2 blooms from the journey. Horror at the museum. As the time traveler and Weena venture through a forest towards the Palace of Green Porcelain, he discovers some unsettling truths about the Morlocks and Eloi. Inside the museum, the time traveler finds a hall full of machinery and a box of matches. However, his peaceful exploration is cut short when he senses Morlocks approaching. Armed with a large lever, he and Weena retreat, grabbing camphor and the box of matches along the way. The time traveler chooses to leave the museum and head back to the time machine with hopes of breaking into its pedestal. Along the way, he pondered on the time wasted in writing books. The time travelers fight for survival. The time traveler and Weena face danger from the Morlocks as they journey through the forest. The time traveler uses fire to keep the creatures at bay but loses Weena and is forced to engage in a battle for his life. He eventually returns to his machine, hoping to escape the dangers of the future. The time traveler and Weena are on the run from the Morlocks as they approach the woods. The time traveler uses his ingenuity and starts a fire with camphor and dry brush to protect their backs. However, the Morlocks soon surround them, and the time traveler has to start another fire. In the confusion, Weena faints, and the time traveler carries her to safety. However, he realizes that he has lost his sense of direction and decides to make camp. The time traveler's peaceful rest is short-lived as he wakes up to find the Morlocks attacking him. Using his steel bar, he fights back and manages to kill some of them, forcing the others to flee. To his dismay, he cannot find Weena and is forced to continue his journey alone. He eventually emerges from the forest, only to face another challenge. At the pedestal where he left his machine, he discovers that it has been opened, likely by the Morlocks. Despite his suspicion, the time traveler enters the pedestal and finds his machine. He arms himself with a match, but he realizes too late that he has lost the box, rendering the match useless. The Morlocks once again attack him, but the time traveler manages to start his machine and escape. The time traveler's journey reinforces his understanding of the dangers of the future he has traveled to, enticing readers to discover more about the intriguing concept. The time traveler's journey. The time traveler embarked on a journey through time, moving further into the future until he reached 30 million years from now. Along the way, he witnessed the Earth's decay and encountered strange creatures. He experienced a dying sun, thin air, and bitter cold, and saw nothing but moss and snow. His journey ended when he came face to face with a mysterious black creature in a red ocean. Despite his curiosity, the time traveler decided to head back home, filled with the knowledge of the Earth's uncertain fate. The time traveler's return. The time traveler returns to his lab, but doubts linger about the truth of his adventure. The time traveler finds himself back in his laboratory after his time-traveling adventure, wondering if it was all a dream or madness. He acknowledges that his guests at dinner may not believe his story, yet he insists it's the truth. The next day, he tells the narrator that he will bring back proof of his adventure on his next trip. However, 3 years have elapsed, and the time traveler has not returned. The narrator wonders if the time traveler has perished or if he's still wandering in time. Despite this, the narrator finds comfort in Weena's 2 faded flowers, a reminder that tenderness will always remain.
The Time Machine presents a profound tale that delves into the consequences of social and societal developments, exploring the darkest depths of human nature. As the time traveler embarks on a thrilling journey through time, he encounters a world molded by the complex repercussions of humanity's decisions. Through this summary, readers have experienced a captivating narrative that raises provocative questions about our impact on the future and the seeds we sow today. Ultimately, the haunting tale of adventure and discovery leaves us pondering the nature of existence, relationships, and our role in shaping the world to come.